Wars are fought with weapons, but weapons are not abstractions. They are engineered objects, manufactured in factories, shipped across oceans, dropped from aircraft, and fired from hands. Each one has a name, a maker, a country of origin, and a story of what it did when it arrived. This is that story, Israel genocidal weapons. So let's start with heavy air-dropped bombs. Mk-84, a 2,000-pound general-purpose bomb, the heaviest in the Mk-80 family. A single Mk-84 creates a crater roughly 40 feet wide. The IDF received at least 14,000 of these from the United States since October 2023. Next is Mk-83 USA, the 1,000-pound mid-range brother of the Mk-84, widely used by the IDF across all phases of the air campaign. At least 6,500 Mk-81s and thousands of Mk-83s were confirmed in U.S. arms shipments documented by Reuters in mid-2024. Now this is Mk-82 USA, the 500-pound workhorse. Often fitted with laser guidance kits, it becomes a Paveway series precision bomb. Fragments bearing "for use on Mk-82" have been documented by arms researchers at Ares throughout Gaza. Mk-81 by USA, the smallest at 250 pounds, yet devastating in enclosed structures. Used extensively in densely packed urban environments where larger bombs would cause even wider destruction. Next is BLU-109, Bunker Buster by USA. A penetrating bomb engineered to punch through reinforced concrete before detonating. The BLU-109's PBXN-109 explosive mix creates an enormous fireball inside enclosed spaces. An Al Jazeera investigation documented its use in a strike on Al-Mawasi, an area Israel had declared a humanitarian safe zone, incinerating 22 people.
Next is M117, General Purpose Bomb by USA, a Vietnam-era gravity bomb still in active use. Images published in October 2023 showed IDF-F-16I aircraft carrying M117 bombs on their pylons, and partial remnants were photographed in Gaza in May 2024. Precision-guided munition kits, starting with JDAM, a Joint Direct Attack Munition by USA, the most consequential guidance kit in Gaza, a bolt-on GPS tail fin that turns any Mk-80 bomb into a smart weapon. All JDAMs in the world come from a single Boeing factory in St. Charles, Missouri. Their identifying codes is Boeing stamp 70P862352, among others, have been recovered from civilian strike sites across Gaza by Amnesty International investigators. Next is GBU-31 by USA, a 2,000-pound precision bomb created by mating a JDAM kit to either an Mk-84 or BLU-109. Satellite imagery analyzed by the New York Times identified 208 craters of at least 40 feet across in Gaza, consistent with GBU-31 detonations. The October 2023 Jabalia refugee camp strike, which killed over 120 people, showed craters characteristic of this weapon. GBU-32 by USA, the 1,000-pound precision variant, widely used throughout the campaign in strikes on multi-story residential buildings and infrastructure, killing hundreds and thousands of innocent people. GBU-38 by USA, the 500-pound precision variant, smaller blast radius, but still lethal in enclosed spaces, often used in targeted killings of individuals inside residential buildings. GBU-39, a small-diameter bomb by USA, a 250-pound glide bomb with fold-out wings, capable of striking from standoff ranges with high precision. Weapons expert Dmitry Fatagorov described it, "The GBU-39 is designed to keep the building structure relatively intact while destroying everything inside. It kills via a pressure wave that ruptures lungs and a thermal wave that incinerates soft tissue. Tail fins from GBU-39s were recovered at the Al Taban school strike and Nusayrat school strike, among dozens of other sites. Next is Spice 2000, Israel, an Israeli-developed precision guidance kit that transforms a 2,000-pound bomb into a GPS and electro-optical guided standoff weapon. The Spice series allows aircraft to release bombs from well outside anti-aircraft range while maintaining pinpoint accuracy.
Spice 1000 Israel, the 1,000-pound variant of the Spice family, using a scene-matching algorithm to hit targets with sub-meter accuracy even without GPS, killing thousands of civilians. Next is Israeli Lizard series, a laser-guided kit by Israel, Israel's derivative of the American Paveway laser guidance system. Guidance control units marked for use on Mk-82 have been documented by Ares analysts throughout Gaza, indicating widespread deployment.
Now let's talk about the bad boys. F-16I Sufa by USA,
The workhorse of the IDF air campaign, Israel's domestically modified F-16 carries heavier payloads and longer-range fuel tanks. Thousands of strike missions were flown by F-16Is, dropping Mk-80 series bombs and Spice kits. It was an F-16I that dropped the 2,000-pound bomb on a Deir al-Balah residential home, documented by Human Rights Watch in January 2024, killing approximately 45 people. Next is F-35I Adir by USA, the most advanced stealth combat aircraft in service. Israel operates a customized variant integrating Israeli avionics and electronic warfare systems. The US approved delivery of an additional 25 F-35Is during the conflict. Their use in Gaza marked one of the first confirmed combat deployments of the F-35 in sustained urban warfare. F-15I Ra'am by USA, a two-seat long-range strike aircraft capable of carrying the heaviest bomb loads in Israel's inventory. The US approved an additional 25 F-15S during the conflict. It serves as the preferred platform for the heaviest bunker-busting and standoff strikes. AH-64 Apache attack helicopter by USA, a heavily armed attack helicopter carrying Hellfire missiles, rockets, and a 30mm chain gun, used extensively at the Gaza border and in close air support of ground operations. The US fast-tracked delivery of an additional 12 Apache helicopters during the campaign.
Now let's talk about air-to-ground missiles. AGM-114 Hellfire by USA. Originally designed to destroy Soviet tanks, the Hellfire became one of the most used air-to-ground missiles in modern targeted killing operations. The IDF received 3,000 Hellfires in one confirmed US arms package alone, fired from Apache helicopters and drones. Next is Delilah cruise missile by Israel, a loitering cruise missile capable of circling above a target area for extended periods before striking. It can be redirected mid-flight or commanded to abort. Used for high-value time-sensitive targeting in Gaza, including strikes on individuals in moving vehicles. Popeye AGM-142 by Israel, a large standoff air-to-ground missile developed by Israel and adopted by the US Air Force, capable of striking hardened targets from beyond anti-aircraft range. Used selectively in Gaza for strikes on reinforced underground targets. Next is Spike NLOS missile by Israel, a fire-and-forget anti-tank missile with a range of up to 32 kilometers. NLOS stands for non-line of sight, meaning it can be fired from concealed positions and guided by camera feed to strike targets invisible to the operator. Used by IDF ground forces on the Gaza periphery. AGM-65 Maverick by USA, a widely used tactical air-to-ground missile with TV, laser, or infrared guidance, designed for use against armored vehicles and hardened positions.
Now let's talk about artillery systems and shells. M109 Paladin self-propelled howitzer by USA, a 155mm self-propelled artillery system mounted on a tank-like chassis, capable of firing 6 rounds per minute, IDF artillery battalions deployed dozens of M109s along the Gaza border perimeter, with AOAV documenting over 100 artillery bombardments from these and similar systems. Next is M107 155mm HE artillery shell by USA, the standard 155mm high-explosive shell with a range of up to 27 kilometers. Elbit Systems secured a $60 million contract in August 2023 to supply tens of thousands of M107-A3 shells to the IDF, with 57,000 shells delivered in December 2023 alone. M825 White Phosphorus Shell by USA, a 155mm artillery shell that disperses 116 felt wedges soaked in white phosphorus, a chemical that ignites spontaneously on contact with oxygen and burns at temperatures reaching 815 degrees Celsius. Amnesty International documented these shells being used in densely populated areas of Gaza from October 11, 2023 onward, identifying them by the U.S. Department of Defense code D528 stamped on their casings. Next is 155mm smoke and illumination rounds by USA, non-explosive rounds fired from 155mm howitzers. Smoke rounds obscure visibility. Illumination rounds light up battlefield areas. Both have been documented in civilian areas of Gaza, with illumination rounds igniting fires when their burning flares fall to earth. M270MLRS, Multiple Launch Rocket System by USA, a tracked vehicle that launches up to 12 rockets simultaneously, each capable of delivering a high-explosive warhead or cluster munitions over ranges of 40-plus kilometers. The saturation fire capability of the MLRS makes it particularly indiscriminate in urban settings. Next is 120mm mortar by Israel, heavy mortars used by IDF infantry and armored units during the ground phase of operations inside Gaza. Their relatively flat trajectory and rapid fire rate make them effective in close urban combat, but difficult to use precisely in civilian areas. By November 2023, Israel had dropped 25,000 tons of ammunition on Gaza, roughly double the explosive power of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
Now let's talk about armored vehicles and ground systems. Merkava Mark IV Main Battle Tank by Israel. Israel's premier battle tank, designed with the crew compartment at the rear for survivability. Armed with a 120mm smoothbore gun, anti-tank missiles, and a 12.7mm machine gun, hundreds of Merkava Mark IVs were deployed into Gaza's urban terrain. Nemer Armored Personnel Carrier by Israel. Built on a Merkava chassis, the Nemer is one of the most heavily armored APCs in the world. It carries infantry into combat in conditions where lighter vehicles would be destroyed. The Nemer's Trophy Active Protection System can intercept incoming anti-tank missiles mid-flight. D9 Armored Bulldozer by USA. A civilian bulldozer, the Caterpillar D9, encased in thick armor by the IDF for combat use, used to demolish buildings, clear roads, and destroy tunnel entrances. Their use in the destruction of civilian infrastructure in Gaza has made them one of the most controversial weapons in the conflict. Remote-controlled armed ground vehicle by Israel. Unmanned ground vehicles on wheels, remotely operated by soldiers from safe distances. Videos posted by Palestinians in Gaza showed these robotic vehicles patrolling streets. According to Israeli manufacturer Otopia, some configurations are designed to deliver explosive payloads to specific locations. Next is IED-laden Armored Personnel Carrier by Israel, an unusual weapon. A conventional APC loaded with explosives and driven remotely to a target location before detonation. First disclosed at an Israeli defense exposition in late 2025, it represents the IDF's adaptation to tunnel warfare, driving the vehicle to a tunnel entrance and detonating the entire payload.
Now let's talk about drones, UAVs, and loitering munitions. Hermes 900 by Israel. A medium-altitude, long-endurance drone that can remain airborne for over 36 hours, carries surveillance sensors, and can be armed with guided missiles. Throughout the campaign, Hermes 900s maintained near-continuous surveillance over Gaza, feeding targeting data to strike aircraft and artillery units. Next is Hermes 450 by Israel, a smaller tactical reconnaissance and strike drone widely used by IDF brigade-level units. Can carry 2 Hellfire missiles alongside its sensor package. Heron TP by Israel,
Israel's largest military drone, comparable in wingspan to a Boeing 737, capable of carrying a payload of up to 1 ton, used for strategic surveillance and long-duration strike missions. Its size allows it to carry weapons too heavy for smaller drones. Harop, loitering munition by Israel. A suicide drone, a one-way weapon that circles above a target area for up to 9 hours before diving into its target and detonating. The Harop can be recalled mid-flight if the target is no longer valid, or redirected to a new one.
Now let's talk about incendiary and controversial weapons, starting with white phosphorus by USA. Delivered via M825 shells fired from 155mm howitzers, white phosphorus disperses 116 burning felt wedges across a wide area. Each wedge burns at 815 degrees Celsius. Now this is thermobaric weapons, the most alleged. An Al Jazeera investigation documented 2,842 Palestinians whose bodies evaporated, leaving behind only blood spray or tissue fragments. The investigation identified US-made thermal weapons burning at 3,500 degrees Celsius as responsible. Now let's talk about naval systems. SAR-6 missile corvette by Israel and Germany. Israel's newest and most advanced warship built in Germany. Armed with Barak 8 air defense missiles, anti-ship missiles, a 76mm main gun, and close-in weapon systems. SAR-6 corvettes maintain the naval blockade of Gaza and contributed to offshore fire support missions. Typhoon remote weapon station by Israel. A remotely operated stabilized gun turret mounted on Israeli patrol boats, armed with a 25mm autocannon, used by the Israeli Navy to enforce the maritime blockade and engage coastal targets.
Now let's talk about air defense systems, starting with the well-known Iron Dome of Israel. Israel's short-range air defense system, designed to intercept rockets with ranges of 4 to 70 kilometers. Each battery fires Tamir interceptor missiles, calculated by an AI radar system to determine which incoming rockets pose a threat to populated areas. Iron Dome intercepted thousands of Hamas rocket volleys during the conflict. The US provides $500 million annually toward Iron Dome maintenance and production. You should know, this is purely American tax money. Next is David Sling, Israel, the mid-tier layer of Israel's layered air defense architecture, designed to intercept medium to long-range rockets and cruise missiles, used during the broader regional escalation involving Hezbollah-launched missiles from Lebanon. Now this is Arrow 3 by Israel, the upper tier, a system designed to intercept ballistic missiles in the upper atmosphere or even in space, activated during exchanges with Iranian ballistic missiles in April and October 2024, when Iran launched direct strikes on Israel for the first time in history. Now if you want me to make next video on weapons used by Hamas, then write Hamas in the comment below. See you in the next amazing episode.